Lesson 7. More blocks in Scratch. Scratch uses a block-based interface where users build programs by snapping together colorful puzzle-like code blocks. Children will be able to learn about motion blocks, sensing blocks, control blocks, variable blocks, operators in Scratch. Neha: Hey Tia, we have learned a lot about Scratch. Do you remember what blocks are? Tia: Yes, Neha. Blocks in Scratch are like building blocks for creating games, animations, and stories on the computer. Neha: Exactly. These blocks make the cat do different things in Scratch. Tia: Yes, Neha. I want to explore more about these blocks. Neha: Let's begin, Tia. Motion blocks. You have already learned to create simple scripts using blocks from various groups. You will now create complex scripts using the additional blocks from the motion category. Let us now learn more about motion blocks. Go to X, Y. This block is used to move the sprite to the specified X and Y positions. It is used whenever a sprite needs to jump from one position to another. Glide seconds 2. This block moves a sprite either to a random position to the mouse pointer or another sprite at a steady pace in the specified number of seconds. You can choose the required option using the drop-down menu. This block pauses another script running at the same time. Glide seconds to X, Y. This block moves a sprite to the specified X and Y positions in the specified number of seconds. Point in direction. This block rotates the sprite to point it in the specified direction. The default value is 90. It can be replaced by any number. If on edge, bounce. This block checks to see if the sprite is touching the edges of the stage, and if it does, it will make the sprite bounce back in the opposite direction. Sensing blocks. This category contains blocks that can be used to accept input from the user or keyboard. You can also use these blocks to determine the location of the mouse pointer, its distance from other sprites, and whether a sprite is touching another sprite. Let us learn more about sensing blocks. Touching. This block is used to check whether the sprite is touching the mouse pointer, edge, or another sprite. If it is touching, then the block returns true, and if it is not, it returns false. Distance 2. This block is used to report the distance of the sprite either from the mouse pointer or another sprite. Ask and wait. This block displays an input box and prompts the user to type the input. Once you enter the answer, you need to click on the blue tick to save your answer. Answer. This block is used to save the input typed by the user. It will save the most recent text input obtained using the ask and wait block. If the user has not entered anything, then it will hold nothing. Mouse X. This block helps to report the mouse pointer's current X position on the stage. Mouse Y. This block helps to report the mouse pointer's current Y position on the stage. Explanation. When the user clicks on the Go icon, the cat will ask, "How are you?" using the ask and wait block. The answer block is used to save the input, "I am fine," typed by the user. Control blocks. Control blocks are used to control a script. Let us learn more about them. If, then. This block is used to check for a condition. If the condition is true, the code inside it will run first and then the script will continue. If it is false, then the script will move on. It will ignore the code inside the block. The condition is checked once. If it is false while the script inside the block runs, then it will keep running until it has finished. If, then, else. This block is also used to check for a condition. If the condition is true, the code inside the if, then block will execute. If the condition is false, the code inside the else block will execute. Repeat until. This block is used to execute the code inside it in a continuous loop until the condition is true. Example 1. The following script shows how to use if-then block. Example 2. The following script shows how to use if-then-else block to animate the cat. Example 3. Variable blocks. A variable is a container for saving values in Scratch. It can hold only one value at a time. Values can be either text or numbers. Variables are generally used to save the score or properties of different characters in a game. Let us now learn about variable blocks. My variable. This block is used to create a variable. Whenever you create a variable, a version of this block appears on the stage with the variable's name. Each variable block has its assigned value. Set to. This block is used to assign a specified value to the variable. Change by. This block is used to change the value of the variable by a specified value. Show variable. This block is used to show the variable and its value on the stage. Hide variable. This block is used to hide the variable from the stage. Creating variables. Variables are created using Make a Variable button in the block palette. Steps to create a variable. 1. Select the variables block. 2. Click on Make a Variable button. 3. Specify the name of the variable in a text box and click OK. 4. The name of the new variable appears with a checkbox before it. When a variable is created by default, it is a global variable. It can be read and changed by any sprite. For this sprite, only this variable is created in the same way as global, but second option is selected in the variable creation dialog. This variable can only be changed by their owner but can be read by other sprites. Assigning value to a variable. The set block from the variables group is used to assign value to the variable. Example, in the following script, there is a variable, name, and the value assigned to the variable is Noor. Explanation. When the user clicks on the Go icon, the Ask and Wait block is used to ask a question like, "What's your name?" The set block is used to assign a value as Noor to the name variable. The show variable block will display the value assigned to the name variable, that is, operators in Scratch. Operators are symbols that repeat specific actions. For example, a plus sign is an operator that represents addition. The operators block used to solve mathematical equations. Blocks in operators block palette are light green in color. Some of the blocks in the operators category are as follows. Block. Function. It performs addition. It performs subtraction. It performs multiplication. It performs division. It randomly chooses a number within the specified numbers. It tests for the greater than condition. It tests for the less than condition. It tests for the equal to condition. It shows the result true only if the two expressions are true. It shows the result true only if either of the expressions is true. It shows the result true only if the expression is false. It concatenates, combines the strings. It reports the letter at the specified position in a string. It reports the letter at the specified position in a string. Examples of operators block of code. Code, output. Flashback. Sensing blocks can be used to accept input from the user or keyboard. You can also use sensing blocks to determine the location of the mouse pointer, its distance from other sprites, and whether a sprite is touching another sprite. Control blocks are used to control a script. A variable is a container for saving values in Scratch. It can hold only one value at a time. Operators are symbols that represent specific actions. For example, a plus sign is an operator that represents addition. The operators blocks are used to solve mathematical equations.